So while I'm out here in the shop, new tool day, might as well show this. This part will come up after. So I bought an induction heater. Get this out of here. This is the case they send it in. They packaged it pretty nicely. It's made in China. Almost all of them are made in China right now. For the ones that are home user size anyways. But this company makes pretty much all of them. They also do a lot of industrial ones. They seem to have a good reputation from what I've seen online. So let's get this out. Good space here. So if you're familiar, I don't know how many of you are familiar with these. You have a coil, it's a copper tube, and water runs through it to keep it cool. And you put the metal that you're heating inside the coil. And it uses magnetic flux. It changes its magnetic direction like, say, what is it, 30 to 80,000 times a second, 30 to 80 kilohertz. So it comes with two coils here, and you can make different coils at different sizes and custom shape them to what you're going to work with. That's a foot switch in here. You can set it up to run with a timer, which is built into it, or you can have it run continuous. Just right up here. So I have not used this yet. I've got a little bit of setup to do. Because it's water cooled, I need to do a water chiller for it. It takes a lot more cooling power than what my TIG torch takes. I need to make a bigger water cooler for it. That's what this box here is. Get that out. That's the pump I'm going to use for the water cooler. It's probably not the best choice because it's cast iron, I think, but I'm going to run with it. It was inexpensive, and I think it'll do the job. It's got plenty of power for it. The guy I bought it from, I asked him about pump size, and he just kind of gave me a vague, said make sure it's at least 370 watts, which that's a little bit over that. But when I got this in, and I started reading through the manual, this pump is actually a bit overkill. I'm going to have to relieve some of the pressure on it. So this is where the coils hook up. It's got the 3 stages of timing on it. So you can select these for the timing. So it's got 2 power levels. It's variable power and 2 stages. If you use the automatic, so you can either hit start or you use the foot pedal, and it'll start on the high setting to bring things up to temperature. And then once that times out, it'll go to a hold temperature, which would be this other knob, and then it has a cool down period after that. Or you can just have it so that when you hit the pedal, it just goes and stays on, or you manually turn it on and it stays on until you shut it off. A lot of guys that do blacksmithing use this, a device like this. I'm not really into the blacksmithing, though I may try it, but for some projects where I just need to bend something, I'll probably use it for that. What I'm more interested in is tempering and hardening, which it can do. And the other thing that I'm really interested in, the main reason I got it is I want to try aluminum casting. And that's something that hopefully I'll be bringing up on this channel in the future, is doing some aluminum casting. I've got a crucible on the way. I'm hoping this is powerful enough to work with that crucible that I got. I got something fairly big. It's about a 6-inch diameter or something close to that. They usually use these with a smaller crucible that'll fit these coils, but I'm going to try and make a bigger coil. I think if I insulate the crucible, I should be able to heat it. Power-wise, it's 15 kilowatts, which is 5 times what my kiln is, and that kiln is plenty enough to melt aluminum. So in fact, that will melt glass inside that. It takes a while to do it, but it will do it. So with 15 kilowatts on here in a little tiny pot, should have no problem doing the aluminum. Where I could run into trouble though is because it's a magnetic process, it has to reach certain frequencies and its resonance and things like that. I'm not going to go into all the details on it. I don't even understand all the details of it yet, but I know it has to do with frequencies and matching. When if you put too much load on it, it can cause it so that it can't do it with its oscillation, and then it won't heat. So that may be a limitation I run into. In which case I can just do a smaller batch at a time. But I'd like to be able to do castings up to at least a pound of aluminum at a time, and preferably between 2 and 4 pounds, because you have to leave extra for your screw and all that, and there's waste when you do that. You recycle it obviously, but it doesn't all go into the part that you're making. Probably 2/3 of it makes it into the part, so you need extra capacity. But anyways, this is future stuff coming up. I'm going to start on the wiring and set the plumbing stuff up. I won't be able to use it much until spring, because one of the issues with these is you have to use very pure water. You can't put antifreeze in it, or at least that's what I'm reading so far. And this place freezes this time of year, so I can't leave it filled with water right now. I may test it and then drain it just to make sure everything works, but we'll be coming back to this. I expect late spring, early summer, I'll be doing some videos on this. Anyways, I think that concludes this episode, and thanks for watching.